Welcome back to Paranormal Peek. Tonight, we must begin with a brief advisory. Parents, please note that this episode discusses historical violence and the dark ritual practices of ancient cultures. This is a more grim and serious topic than usual. Listener discretion is advised. We are leaving the modern world behind and traveling over 2,000 years into the past to the Iberian Peninsula, modern-day Spain. This region was once home to powerful, fierce Celtic tribes who left behind stone fortifications known as castros. Just this past week, archaeologists reported a grim, powerful discovery at one of these ancient forts. While excavating the site, they found evidence strongly suggesting the presence of a severed head. This is more than just a burial site. It is a direct window into the spiritual and social terror of the Iron Age. The Celts were renowned across the ancient world for a specific, gruesome practice, headhunting. For us, the discovery of this single, severed head opens up a powerful conversation about the ultimate paranormal topic, ritualistic violence and the intentional capture of a human spirit. The discovery of a severed head at a castro, an ancient fortified settlement, is not random. It aligns perfectly with the known, brutal customs of the ancient Celtic people, customs recorded by their rivals, the Romans and Greeks. The Celts were not just warriors. They were spiritual pragmatists. They believed the head was the seat of the soul, the core of the spirit, and the source of all power. When a Celtic warrior defeated a powerful enemy, the head was taken as a trophy. But the act was far deeper than mere boasting. It was a spiritual transfer. By possessing the head, the victor essentially captured the spiritual energy, bravery, and essence of the defeated enemy. These heads were often embalmed with cedar oil to preserve them, displayed at the gates or entrances of their forts and temples. The purpose of this display was twofold: to terrify enemies and, critically, to protect the community. The captured spirit was literally placed at the threshold to act as a powerful, eternal guardian for the fort, bound to its location by the brutal ritual. This is the context for the discovery reported this week. We are not looking at a casualty of war. We are looking at a ritualistic artifact intended to serve a purpose for centuries after death. This brings us to the haunting potential of the Iberian fort. When a spirit is bound to a location through such extreme violence, the paranormal outcome is rarely peaceful. If the head was placed at the fort entrance as a guardian, then that spirit was intentionally trapped. It was prevented from moving on into the afterlife, forced instead to remain in a state of eternal service and spiritual unrest. We can apply two distinct paranormal theories here. Theory A, the residual terror. The initial moment of the ritualistic violence was so intense, so charged with intent, the intent to capture the soul, that the spiritual and emotional trauma was imprinted directly onto the stone and earth of the castro. Even 2,000 years later, visitors or investigators might be witnessing the emotional echo of the moment the spirit was bound, or hearing the lingering whispers of a soul screaming for release from its guardian duty. Theory B, the intelligent guardian. More powerfully, the spirit may remain an intelligent entity. It's still performing the duty it was brutally assigned, guarding the fort. Any modern investigator, artifact hunter, or tourist is seen as an invader. The haunting isn't passive, it's an active defense mechanism. The castro wouldn't just be haunted by a ghost, but by an ancient, powerful, and vengeful guardian that views all outsiders as existential threats. This wasn't a death, it was a spiritual repurposing. and that spiritual energy remains trapped within the massive stone walls of the Celtic fort. The discoveries made this week remind us that the ghosts of the past are not always victims. Sometimes they are intentional constructs, spiritual machines built out of human cruelty and powerful, dark belief. The ancient Celts believed they could control the most potent force in the universe, the human soul, by separating it from the body and binding it to a geographical location. The archaeologists can tell us where the head was found, and the anthropologists can tell us why the head was revered. But it is up to us to ask, is the spirit of that ancient warrior still performing its sacred, brutal duty? Does the castro still possess the spiritual shield that the Celtic headhunters so savagely created millennia ago? The Iberian fort stands as a chilling monument to the belief that trauma can be manufactured into power, and that some souls, once captured, may never be released. Thank you for peeking into the paranormal with me. Until next time, keep your head on a swivel.